Good morning. It is Tuesday and the first official day of Ohio's stay-at-home day. This is Christine Kodik coming to you with Conversations with Christine. You'll notice the topic for this live today is bedtime. Is that as important? How important is it? And so I just want to, you can tell I'm outside. My glasses are fogging up. So welcome to the new normal that we're having here today. So we've talked yesterday about the importance of a morning routine to get your day started in this new normal. Okay, the glasses have to go because they're totally fogged up. So we talked about that yesterday and the importance of morning routine to get started to have a successful, positive day. Well, today, I was thinking about yesterday what I wanted to talk about today and what might be helpful to you guys. And it came to mind as I woke up at 1:30 on my couch with the TV having automatically turned itself off. But it might be helpful to talk about how in this time of new normal, our bedtime, nighttime routines are just as important as our morning routines are. So let me give you a little history of my night last night and tell you why this was such a huge problem. And it is for me. So last night, we played family games after dinner and that was fun. And then we kind of all sat around together, but doing our own thing. TV was off and slowly the kids trickled out of the room. And, in my mind, I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to turn on a little bit of my favorite show, which at the moment happens to be NCIS New Orleans. So I turned that on and, certain channels it comes on again and again and again. So one goes off, the perfect, right? So I sat there. I fell asleep. I woke up. I fell asleep. I woke up. Finally, at 1:30 when I woke up, the TV had gone off, and I said, "Okay, dogs, got to put you out and head up to bed." But that heading up to bed meant I headed up to bed with my makeup on, my clothes on, just kind of jumped in bed for a night of not so great sleep. What's that do for my next day? Think about that. You have no preparation. My eyes were all red because I still had my makeup on. I wasn't ready to start my day. And it made me think for so many people how we don't really think about nighttime being just as important as the daytime morning routine. So how can we get into better routines to getting to bed? It's really easy for me to put on my home channel and watch a bunch of home improvement shows. I even found myself watching a surgery show the one night because, hey, there's nothing really, I don't have to get up super early. I can just watch this stuff and go on. But I know that that's kind of a lie I'm telling to myself because it is a big deal. And when I do that, I don't get to experience a good nighttime sleep to help me power through my next day. So want to talk today about some ideas for getting into those good nighttime habits. Maybe some of you are lucky and you have great nighttime habits. I have to say my habits were better before I was staying home all the time because I knew what I had to do. And if you're joining me today, if you want to check in, let me know you're here. Also, at any time, if someone wants to check in with what they would be interested in hearing a topic about, I would love to have that. Put that in the comments because that helps me know that I'm talking about things that people are interested in and that are vital for them as we go through this new normal right now. Also, feel free to click on one of the little buttons on the side. Let me know you're here. That would be fantastic. But so thinking about nighttime routines, what's important? It's important for kids. It's easy to say, oh, there's not really, I know here in my city, we're on spring break, so there's really no reason to get up. But even once they get back to schooling, it's not like they have to get up and hit the bus, get to school, all of those sort of things. So it's easy for kids to kind of, and us as families to get lackadaisical about nighttime routines. But really, the night before kind of sets the flow for the day to come. And so I think it's really important to keep that in mind. It doesn't do kids any good right now to stay up super duper late. There's nothing really exciting that happens later at night. So what can you do? What kinds of things can you do? Keeping up those bedtimes are really important. Maybe if your kids normally went to bed at 8:30, say if you have younger kids, maybe they could stay up a little bit later because they don't have to get up as early. But no bedtime, carte blanche, high schoolers staying up till all hours. It's really not helpful for them to be productive the next day. So what kinds of things can you do? I have found, and I use this on the weekends, right? Because before, my weekends are kind of like my days now. I didn't necessarily have to get up and get moving. So what kind of things can you do for that? One of them is, if you have Apple products, you can set your, I guess I should have looked this up, but right? You can set a like nighttime go to sleep. If you want to get 7 hours of sleep and you're going to wake up at, not 7 hours, let's say you want to get 8 hours of sleep and you're going to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, it tells you that it sets an alarm to go off to get you started on that routine. So making sure that you kind of keep up with those. Don't get in the habit of just kind of lounging and falling asleep wherever and going upstairs. And I am well enough to admit that this may only apply to me. I may be the only one in the world that is doing this right now. And if that's so, that's great, because my video can get a whole lot of views of me watching myself to know that it's not helpful for me to stay up all night. It's not helpful for me to sit on the couch and fall asleep watching mindless TV, maybe doing a little bit of work, but watching TV and then finally waking up in the middle of the night, having to put the dogs out, going up to bed, and that's just not good. So, doing things like that, setting a timer for yourself. If you're someone who does get sucked into, if it's watching TV, it's watching something you're streaming, maybe you're scrolling through Facebook, watching videos like this, right? You want to make sure that you have a time. What is that time important to you? For me, I feel like if I can at 10:30 be going up, and if not before that, but by 10:30, I need to be going upstairs. And honestly, if I really think about it, I probably should go upstairs at 10 o'clock. Check in on all my kids, make sure they're doing the things that they need to be doing to shut down, and then go in and start a good nighttime routine. What that might look like is definitely washing off the eye makeup so I don't wake up with bright red eyes and black circles. I was going to get on this morning with that look, but I thought that might be a little too scary for everybody. But right, so making sure that you do that, whatever that routine is for you. Brushing your teeth, that's an important thing. So I need to get upstairs by 10 o'clock so I can get my face washed. I can brush my teeth. I can, make sure that the dogs have been out, obviously, before I go upstairs. But then I could sit down and, think about my day. I know yesterday we talked about morning routines, and one of the pieces of morning routines was thinking about gratitude and what you can be grateful for. Same thing at night. What are you grateful for in all the craziness of right now that today happened? Yesterday, if I had gone up at bed and had some of that time to take for myself instead of just falling asleep on the couch, I would have thought, I really am so happy that all 5 of us that are home right now sat down and played a family game. We haven't done that in a long time, and that was really nice. I want to keep doing that. Check, put that in my box of things to continue, is doing that. And spend a little bit of time thinking, gosh, what's my day look like tomorrow? I'm not necessarily putting my intentions in, but I can look and say, okay, I have clients at this time. What am I thinking about making for dinner? Should I get something out in the morning, and that sort of thing? Because otherwise, for me, the day just goes by if I don't kind of end my day that way. So ending it like that can be super huge. And it makes it so much easier to get up in the morning. This morning I got up with no thoughts for dinner, so I had to put that into my morning routine. What are we going to have for dinner? What can I get out of the freezer? What are we going to do? So being able to do those things really helps you take care of yourself, and helping your children do those things will help them be more productive during the day, be more successful at what they're doing, and really start lifelong habits that are great for them. I'm curious if some of you have troubles with nighttime routines too. If you want to plot that into the comment section, that would be great. But I'm just wondering what it's like for people. Like I said, is this just a me problem? And I need to run this video on a loop for myself, or are other people struggling with this too? And if you aren't struggling, what are some of your great strategies that you use to help yourself get to bed with good habits, I guess, good sleep. They call it sleep hygiene, right? Being off your technology, which I was definitely off my technology because I was asleep on the couch. But staying off your technology. A lot of times I'll leave my phone downstairs, although I have to have something to set it up for, so I can get up in the morning because our alarm clock broke and we never replaced it. But, if I can leave that downstairs, or if I can charge it and put it in my drawer so I'm not checking Facebook at night while I'm laying in bed, or checking emails, or texting friends who I know live in other time zones and might still be up at that time. Getting into those good habits is a really great thing to do. It's a good thing to do now. I think we really need to focus on those things in this new normal that we can use that are helpful to us. Like I said, I found myself doing that falling asleep downstairs thing a lot more as these days have become more intentionally less structured, right? I have to intend to structure them, or they're not. So that where everyone's just kind of home and I know I don't have to get up, it's really important for me to think about what that nighttime is going to look like and what I need to do during it. I am hoping to, continue my 9:30 lives and bring to you some ideas that it might help you through this, and some of them might be great for you, and some of them you might be like, not so much. I also am working on my YouTube page, so once I have gotten that up and running, a lot of these things and others will be living on that page, so there's a place to come back and look at them. And the great thing about my business right now is I'm able to still help my clients and help other people who are reaching out to me. I'm still working and doing the things I need to do, just with a new normal attitude to it. We're not meeting face to face. We're meeting virtually on Zoom, and it works really great for most people. Sometimes it's a little hard getting adjusted to connecting that first time, but it was fun. Yesterday, throughout my client base, I was able to meet with a middle school student and a college student and an adult. Those were my broad base. I have some families that are on spring break, literally on spring break in their houses. So they're taking a break this week. But my calendar is full, but not too full that I can't help other people if they need it. So if you're looking for ways to get structured, to work on your intentions, to work on your routines, to figure out how to work at home and be at home, this is a great time to be able to do that. Reach out to me and we can figure something out. But I hope that this has been some value for you, that you have some things you're looking forward to. And I look forward to coming to everybody tomorrow at 9:30, talking about intentions and how to set intentions, because that's really difficult sometimes in this in this age when we have so many competing things going on. We've always had them, but right now, even people that have always worked from home, this is different, right? This is different because now everybody's home with you, and it's definitely not the same. I am sitting out here, if you could notice, I'm sitting out on my back porch because that's the quiet space that I can do these calls and not be interrupted and have dogs barking and kids walking in and out, and it's private. So, that's my new normal. That's not normally where I would meet. So how do you set intentions and set plans and goals for your day when everything around you is different than you're used to it being? And how do you help your kids do the same? That's my plan for tomorrow. I also have if I can figure out how to do it, a little video treat or a little audio treat for everybody. Those of you who grew up in the 70s, this might ring true to you, and maybe some of you else are familiar with it. So I look forward to connecting with everybody tomorrow morning at 9:30 and talking about intention setting. How do you go about that? As always, reply, send a message to me, reach out to me through email, Christine at CK ADHD Coach, and let me know what topics you'd be interested in being explored during these times, because I'd be happy to dig deep into something that really is interesting to everybody that's coming on here. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thanks.